Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and we're returning to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought after quite a hiatus between the holidays, our daughter getting sick, and other things going on. I just haven't been keeping up with our German Let's Play series, but we are back to this series playing as Germany in this early access game that looks at designing ships and fighting wars. And we're currently fighting the one war in the early access version of the game, Germany versus Great Britain. We are fighting as Germany, and we are winning pretty handily, 10,000 victory points to 1,400. The British Navy has been shrunk in size through combat down to 6 battleships, 9 armored cruisers, 14 light cruisers, and 23 torpedo boats. Our own fleet, being the Germans, we have 6 battleships, 7 armored cruisers, 9 light cruisers, and 12 torpedo boats. We also have a fairly considerable amount of resources in the bank and have recently researched some new capabilities. I think before we design a new ship, though, we are going to wait till we finish our cruiser design and also engines here. But we do have one battle here currently on the map for January of 1891, 1 year into the war. And it is 2 German light cruisers versus a heavy British and 2 light British. These are reinforcing assets, however. We're about to engage 10 enemy transports first. So let's go ahead and fight this battle. Okay, the weather situation right now, daytime, cloudy, calm, calm. Okay, so good weather shouldn't impact the situation at all. We've got our 2 cruisers here, our 2 protected cruisers, with their large battery of 4-inch guns broadside. I want to say I have 7 of these guns on each of these light cruisers. Both ships can make about 21 knots. And we are heading off the front of an enemy merchant convoy here. Don't see any guns on the merchants here. It doesn't look like any of these guys have a 4 or 5-inch gun. So they should be sitting ducks. Are there 10 of them? I think that's what it said at the start of the battle. Oh, wait, no, someone is shooting back. So someone just fired at us, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and speed things up here. Yeah, they are shooting back. Something is anyway. So we're going to go ahead and shred this guy first. The enemy warships are probably going to take a little while to show up. It did say they're reinforcing, which generally means they're not right there on the front. The first merchant has suffered 3 engine damage hits and is called the Crown Colony. Let's go ahead and tell the Greer to switch its fire. Oh, it already has. So the second cruiser in our task force has switched to the second ship in the line. First ship is still aiming at the lead. We're waiting for it to sink. Okay, that should do it, I would think. Oh shit, why'd you fire a torpedo? I guess there's no reason to shoot at the Crown Colony because you're about to put a torpedo right into the side of this guy. There you go. That should finish him. Right, the enemy is shooting back, but they're not hitting anything. Are they really still not sinking yet? Oh, Greer fired torpedoes also. Did it hit anything? Oh, don't tell me you're going for the Crown Colony also. Okay. Right, the second ship in the line has already been sunk. And there goes the Crown Colony as well. So the 2 lead enemy ships are sunk. That's 20% of their transports now, I believe. Doesn't give me the credit until they're officially under the water. We've got 3 ships bunched up here and then another 5 back here. Still no sight of the enemy warships. We just took our first hit here, a small hit on the Karlsruhe. We lost, what was it, a 3-inch gun. Another one as well. You know what? Fire. Alright, put a torpedo into that ship here. We're wasting fish, which isn't great, but that one's sinking now. Inconsistent is about to sink, I think. Switch to the Panther. Other fish gone. Leaves us with still 5 left to deal with the enemy warships. Alright, Panther's sinking. Inconsistent is not yet. Going for the indefatigable. And we've still got the 4 other ships here. Inconsistent is now sinking. So switching fire to the indefatigable. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Question is, where are the enemy warships? The enemy ship's convoy has not done a very good job of dispersing itself yet, and so it's been pretty easy to just wreck these guys. But the enemy ships, the enemy warships that were listed as coming into this battle, the armored cruisers especially, are going to outgun us with equal amount of light cruisers. So it could be a bad day for our light cruisers, but if we can wipe out the entire enemy transports before we spot the enemy warships, then we may just be able to evacuate from the battle and claim a victory as well. Although I don't know that I've ever quite done that. I mean, might be nice to do something decisive. Shit. Don't ram. Don't ram. Hard over. Alright, we got a fish into Shimon or Simbu, which is sinking. Alright, another fish is out. We're gonna fire fish at Spider here, which I'm assuming will finish it off. So then we'll switch our fire to Valiant. That leaves just 2 enemy merchants, I think, left. Still no enemy warships spotted. The torpedoes being used by the Karlsruhe, we've used, what, 5 torpedoes? 6 total if you include the one for the gear. Okay, so we're going to close on these merchants. Times 5. Obviously, there's no way a merchant can escape from us. Their best speed is 11, almost 12 knots. We've got almost a 10 knot advantage over them. Valiant, even at moderate range here. Oh, we just saw a heavy shell splash near the Karlsruhe, so the enemy warships are getting close. We haven't spotted them yet, though, but we are under fire from them. Whole bunch of additional shells. The enemy does have heavier guns than us. I think it's a 38% float. We'll turn off torpedoes. Yeah, you'd think we'd be able to see muzzle flashes on the horizon that are shooting at us and where the enemy is. But we'll just go for a nice little broadside cruise past the Valiant, finish her off. Then we'll turn to maybe engage the enemy warship shooting at us. So the Valiant is going down. Last enemy ship, the Whirlwind, is out here at about 1.8 kilometers. Trying to escape. No chance of that. Okay. You can see the fires spreading throughout the ship. Just in front of the sort of bridge area. 4 hexes on fire, 3 flooded. Another hex on fire over here. Another compartment, rather. They stand no chance. Roland is suffering quite a bit of flooding. Quite a bit of fires, too. That ship burning. Almost the entire lower portion of the ship is flooded here, from the rudders to about a midship. We'll finish it off without firing torpedoes. Yep, 2 more compartments in the front are flooding. I think that'll do it. Yeah. Okay, so we finished off the enemy transports. We can just end the battle now, or we can turn in and deal with the enemy warships, which I think we'll do. We'll see if we can... Oh shit, don't run into it. To the west. Well, actually it said smoke spotted to the west. I thought they were firing from over here. No sign of the enemy, though. They were shooting at us briefly. Maybe they've decided, since their convoy's gone, to run away. Well, no, we're closing. We're down to ×5 speed. Is this the enemy? Like, what's this red line? Oh, nope. There they are. Alright, so this is an enemy protected cruiser here with heavy guns. I'm assuming 7-inchers, I believe, is what they carry. Maybe 6. Second ship is another cruiser based on the smoke, and then the armored cruisers to the rear. Let's go ahead and turn our smoke on. Should lessen their accuracy. As we make a move to try and close with the enemy armored cruiser. That's my objective, is sink enemy heavy warships. That's where the victory points lie. Let these enemy lights get out of here, and then we'll make a play for this armored cruiser. So we're moving in at flank, moving in, not quite flank speed, where we're moving in quickly. It's ×3 speed. Switch torpedoes up to normal. Not in torpedo range yet. What a nice broadside look. It is turning away from us. Not a lot of damage so far. We've taken a few moderate hits. He's turning away. How fast can he move? He almost makes the same speed as me, so turning away almost turns into a moot point. Meanwhile, the light cruisers are crossing me with their heavier broadsides. They're just out of torpedo range, but they could definitely do some damage with their heavy guns. Down to 19 knots. Meanwhile, we have, I think, done some damage to Gibraltar here. You can see it's taken some flooding damage down near the stern of the ship. That may also slow it down. We get one armored cruiser, that's going to make this whole thing worthwhile. You're still out of torpedo range on me. Carl sure is going to keep slowing. Alright, Gibraltar's down to 33% just from our 4-inch guns hitting her. Man, she's got a weak armor belt. I know we're at close range, but still. Oh, my own ship is not in good shape. Alright, one torpedo away. He's turning away from it. Can we get another fish on this broadside away? we're gonna lose Karlsruhe here. Try the torpedo before you sink. Well, this battle quickly turned on us. Karlsruhe went from almost flooded to like somehow back in the fight. Okay. Damage control's a wonderful thing. Oof. Why are you not turning? Trying to avoid a collision or something? Gibraltar's repairs are almost good as well. They still have a flooded stern though, so I would think they've got some speed issues. Do I have info about their speed anywhere? Their present speed? I don't see any. Karlsruhe's still trying to fire at the Gibraltar here. Doing its, I mean, it's taken the punishment, so it's hard to be too critical of this goddamn ship. It's eating the enemy fire while the gear closes here. Oh, they just switched fire back to us. Enemy's back below 40 float. They've got 5 or 6 compartments flooded here. One more or 2 will do it. One more, I think, will do it. It's close. It'd be nuts to sink this guy without torpedoes. Alright, 1 torpedo away. It's basically dead in the water. Fish coming in. And it's a goner. Alright, the enemy armored cruiser is sunk. Let's go for the Iris. Karlsruhe, target the Iris as well. Now, the one thing that I feel like this game has really given us a big advantage on is the rate of fire. That seems to be the differentiator, and the AI seems to go for heavier guns, which in theory can do a lot of damage, but it seems like, especially at this era in the 1890s, where gunnery and fire control is very poor, it seems that rapid fire is more important, because we very rarely lose ships, and when we do, it's almost always to torpedoes. Meanwhile, we can sink enemy ships with torpedoes, of course, but also with guns. Oh shit, enemy torpedoes, just as I said it. Hard to starboard. Oh shit, torpedoes coming from the other way too. Ugh. We ate a fish. I would think 1 armored cruiser for 2 CLs would be a victory on the side of the CLs, but I don't know what the game's logic is there. We took pretty bad punishment there. Let's get aggressive with our fish. Alright, 2 ships are firing on Iris. She's not really taking any damage here. I think we're gonna get that flooding under control on the gear. The enemy didn't close for the kill. Not that we can really move at the moment, so if they do close, they could certainly hit us with a torpedo at range. We just fired a torpedo on the brisk. I think that's gonna hit. He's turning to avoid it, but I think it's gonna hit. Oh, it just missed. And of course we can't maneuver, we're dead in the water. So the enemy fish is going to hit us. Almost got the brisk. That'll finish off the gear, I think. Although it hit a part of the ship that's already toast. Can they save it? 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Any more float damage and she's gone. But we're hitting the brisk pretty well. The AI sometimes needs to be more aggressive. Like when you're dead in the water, they should do everything they can to close for torpedoes. Irish should be all over us at close range, not like sitting out here at long range. But again, this is why rate of fire matters, at least in this game. The brisk is basically dead in the water at the moment. 2 engines down, major flooding, major fires, structural damage as well. Trying to close at the Karlsruhe so we can put a fish in her. Gear's getting its flotation back up to 30. I have a hunch Iris may be coming in for a torpedo attack. So we're gonna switch over there. Fire on the Iris. Fish is out. Let's slow this down. Multiple fish are out. So we've got a fish going toward the Iris, but also toward the brisk. Surprised they didn't fire their torpedo first. I guess I did set mine to aggressive. That's gonna hit. The entire bottom of the ship is coming apart. Nice, we got the brisk too. Iris sinks, brisk sinks, we win! Oh my god. That's absurd. Our ship should have been dead a long time ago. Oh, dumb AI maneuvering. We stack wiped you. Gear suffered critical damage, but stayed afloat. Karlsruhe moderate damage. All it takes is one fish with those light ships. Rip to the British Navy. And there you have it. A victory against an enemy convoy. We get 2,900 victory points total. The enemy gets 19. I think that's it for January. So we'll move forward to February. A torpedo boat ambush. Enemy torpedo boats are approaching dangerously against our armored cruiser, the Bavaria. Can we withdraw? Fail. So we've got to fight it. All right. Let's see what we can do against a swarm of enemy torpedo boats. ×5. I'd love to finish them off. These guys do have some guns on them also. How fast are they? I don't really know. I don't know if I've seen their class of torpedo boats yet. Do they just have the one torpedo or is it 2? Looks like 2. All right, we're going to focus on the lead ship here, the Admiral. We'll be ready to hit the hard over button. Oh, we fired a fish too. All right, enemy fish in the water. Bavaria is going to go hard over. And it misses. So does ours, but... Do they have reloads? They don't. So they've got like one broadside worth of torpedoes and they're pretty much goners. They do have a 4-inch gun on here, which is interesting. A 4 and a 2-inch gun. Federal's like taking no damage pretty much. I don't know why they're still maneuvering in as if they're gonna fire. It says they have no ammo. Is that my fish? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, why? I heard a torpedo, but they should have no ammo left. But don't worry, it's my torpedo. And it hit them. They turned into it. They avoided it on the stern, then kept turning and got hit. Enemy torpedo boat down. Oh shit. I wasn't paying attention. Bavaria takes a hit. Daring. No. I have one torpedo boat for an armored cruiser. Definitely not worth it. I don't think Bavaria is going to sink with just one torpedo hit, but my maneuverability is going to be dramatically reduced. God, my gunnery's terrible. I guess we are getting some hits here, but these guys are surprisingly sturdy for a 200-ton ship. You'd think a couple of hits from 7-inch guns from our armored cruiser here would tear one of these things apart. I don't get why when they take the damage, when they get rid of their torpedoes, or they keep circling as if there's something they can do. I don't know if that's bad coding or just... I don't know. Alright, their flotation damage is probably going to be critical, I would think. Somehow they're pumping out the water despite taking more damage. Another 7-inch shell just hit them. Don't worry. Torpedo boats are survivable, I guess. I can't go anywhere with the Bavaria right now. She's kind of stuck. She's got no speed. The enemy torpedo boats aren't really charging for us. They're taking their time. Not even shooting at them. Trying to finish off the Daring, which is now back up to 100% flotation. I have one torpedo left. Enemy is sailing past me. Okay. Like, are they going to turn and try and attack me? Or are they trying to gunfire me to death? Look at all these goddamn little speedboats. If they sink me, which I assume they will, because we can't move, this would be our first defeat in quite a while. But we did get a second torpedo boat, so that's nice. All right, we still have basically, we're moving at 5 knots. I'm going to try and turn this. I'm assuming the enemy's going to come in here and launch torpedoes at us. I'm going to try and give them our stern. They're like just barely staying out of torpedo range. Like, what are they? Oh, there they go. Firing one, we're already turning. Give them our stern. Oh, I thought it missed for a second. L'Altair is not afraid. Okay, so we're down below 20% float. Just finish me off already, guys. There's not a lot I can do. I have no speed. Basically no maneuverability, but you just want to keep tickling me, I guess. Goddamn HE flash fire. No, she's gonna blow. That's kind of funny, thinking that we'd get a flash fire. Why wouldn't they just torpedo me? Anyway, we lose. We did sink 2 of their torpedo boats, so the victory points aren't quite as skewed as you might otherwise think. I don't think that's really reflective of how much 2 torpedo boats would be worth versus an armored cruiser, but in any event, we did lose a torpedo, or we did lose an armored cruiser, so we're down to 7 of those things. And there is a convoy battle here where we're going to be attacking another British convoy with 1 light cruiser versus 2 of theirs and 6 transports. They are reinforcing, so we should have free dibs on the enemy ships first. Research cruiser design is done for a 4,000-ton heavy cruiser. 2 months on triple expansion engines, which I'm going to wait on. And then we'll fight the convoy battle here. So let's go ahead and jump in. One light cruiser. There's a lot of targets for a single light cruiser to try and deal with. Nothing in sight yet. It's morning, overcast, gentle breeze, and slight waves. It shouldn't impact visibility too much. I'm heading to the west, which is where the smoke is. No sign of the enemy ships yet. Sailing right at the smoke. Moving at ×5 speed. The might of the German Navy. Four-inch artillery, naval artillery shortages will certainly come from all of these light cruiser engagements. I don't know why I'm talking like that. All right, go ahead, Rostock. Get them, boys. That's a warship? No, it's a merchant, but they do have guns. Multiple guns. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guns on a broadside. Looks like I'm guessing, or actually maybe even one up in the... Jeez, these are well-armed merchants. They look more like oilers, actually, based on the... general breakup of the ship. Is it a fleet of Q ships? We got hit by a... What did we get hit by? 4-inch shell, so they have 4-inch guns. Let's go ahead and smoke them. Birmingham's gonna sink. Bother with the torpedo as we sail by. Just finish it. Okay, 1 of 6 down. Go for the merchants. Why are you not hitting anything? Alright, fishes away. Carlisle, I'm assuming they won't be maneuverable enough to miss. Maybe they will be. Those guys are going the other direction. I mean, warships are over here. Fire a tube out your ass. Once you do that, I'll stop shooting. Or not. These all merchants? Nope. One of those is a light cruiser. Target the enemy light. Okay, we're going for the enemy lights. I think they're all the same classes. It looks like they are, with their 4-gun broadside of 6 or 7 inchers. Got the other light cruiser back here behind. You know what's kind of interesting with this game is when you sink all of the enemy transports, if there's still warships left, you can still fight. But if you sink all the enemy warships, the battle ends instantly. Which I guess, like, the idea maybe is that you're just going to hunt down the remaining merchants, but it doesn't seem to, like, give you credit for all the kills. So I don't quite understand that. Alright. Thames. Or Thames. Thames. Let's go ahead and turn away. I don't want to get hit by an enemy torpedo. Wouldn't mind you firing one, though. There we go, fish away. That's a terrible angle, that won't hit. Can you fire a torpedo at this enemy merchant? Yes, you can. The scout has a torpedo away. Or against the scout. But he's going to turn away and miss. Man, I'm taking some damage here. We could try and ram it. That would probably do more damage to us than is worth. All right, that one should hit. Does. I would think that's going to finish out off the scout, and it does. Let's go after the enemy cruiser Orion. I think we're up to what, 3 enemy merchants sunk? Okay. Four torpedoes left. What we've seen in the past is a lone torpedo hit is good enough to take out these British lights. Our rudder is damaged, which isn't great if we're about to enter torpedo warfare. And if we've got to make a rapid turn. Trying to chase this enemy merchant and or this enemy cruiser. Not making much progress here. The enemy's doing a fair bit of damage. You can see we've got the control, the lead tower is destroyed, one of our funnels. It's like one of our guns. Problem is with my current design on these ships is if I'm going with a stern chase, I don't have a lot of guns to bring to bear against the enemy. But that's the only way to close the distance here. Ryan's taking a lot of flooding. They must have bad. Take a look at the Orion. It's her. Have really bad armor schemes. Few bulkheads. Yep, that explains it. They don't have enough watertight compartments to keep their ships from sinking, whereas the Rostock and our ships were designed to have many bulkheads. So once you sort of stop a flood, I mean, you're more likely to survive flooding when you've got more bulkheads. All right, these guys are down, sinking. So we got one of the enemy light cruisers. Okay, we just got to get the other one. It's already, I think, a victory. 1 CL and 1 CL plus the merchants, I think, would give us the edge, I think. Okay. Try and close with the Thames. Then we can make up to 18, just shy of 19 knots. My own ship with the current damage is only capable of 19.3. So we may not be able to catch them. If they're going to run away. But it's 1v1, so maybe they won't. They're turning so they can get their broadside on me. They're kind of alternating between turning to get broadsides into action and turning away to avoid the fight. But every time they turn their toward me to try and get their broadsides into action, then we can close some range here. Slowly closing, very slowly. Both sides have deployed smoke. Down to 1.3. We're at 1.5 just a little bit ago. We have 4 torpedoes left. And plenty of ammo. Still at 1.3, 1.2 now. Come on, little buddy, close the range and sink the enemy cruiser. Okay, 1.1. Be closing way quicker if we were just focusing on the enemy merchant ship. What is that anyway? The Obdurate? Screw it. Go turn toward the merchant ship. Oh, nice. We got a little bit of a fire there. Another fire. Give me something to slow them down. 1 kilometer. Just outside of torpedo range. I think we have slightly better torpedoes now. Faster torpedoes. Not sure if that matters on old ships or not. Another fire. This one in the rear of the ship. Fire flooding, 2 fires, 3 fire, 2 main guns destroyed. All right, the enemy ship is ablaze stem to stern here. That was a very successful series of volleys, broadsides. God, it's not infantry warfare. Alright, in torpedo range. Don't want to get too close to the enemy to tempt them to fire one of their own. Okay, we're doing some good damage here. They're just about sunk. There we go. That should do it. Another victory for us. Doesn't even let me finish the enemy merchants. 2 merchants sunk, 2 warships sunk, a merchant damaged. Nice little victory there. We are winning. The British Empire is desperately asking us to sign a peace treaty. Fight to the end. We're going to starve those bastards out. All right, so the enemy is down to 10 CLs, 21 torpedo boats. It's interesting that they're desperate for peace when we clearly just lost a battle. Granted, it was only 1 ship. Did we get the triple? Not yet. 2 months. Building new ships. The British get a couple new ships. They're laying down a new torpedo boat class. A new light cruiser. And a Queen class battleship. A new battleship design. No warship, no battles this particular turn, though. So go forward to the next turn. And we get the triple expansion engines, which we'll probably never see. Because the war will probably end before we get to deploy them. But that's going to do it for this video. Maybe we'll design something new in the next video here. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for tuning in to our latest look at Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.